Cool. Hi, everyone. I'm here with Mayor Veronica-Smith Creer. You were elected a few months ago.
Yes.
How does it feel to be mayor? Congratulations.
Thank you. Amazing. First woman, first African American elected. So enormous. I think it speaks to El Dorado that I'm the new mayor. Yeah.
No, it's exciting.
It is.
Something I really enjoyed because I was following your campaign is you actually said, I will not run a campaign, I will launch a movement. I thought that was very cool.
Yeah.
Would you mind telling us a little bit about what that movement is and who you're trying to reach with that movement?
Ironically enough, everyone. My thing was, and I've worked on a lot of campaigns. I started in 2006. And to me, a campaign is about one position. It's about getting one person elected to do a job. To me, it had to be a movement because it needed to be about everyone. And that was my announcement that it has to be a movement because it's about positioning, not a position, but positioning for the city. So I really needed everyone to get involved because moving forward, it wasn't just about the one position. It was about all of us working together.
Excellent. Very cool. I like that. I think that's something that's kind of interesting because you're saying I'm the first woman who's elected, I'm the first African American who's elected, which is so cool. And it's interesting because I think lots of people, like lots of girls who might be in your position, you can't necessarily go to them, but we can sort of bring you to them a little bit.
Right.
So something I really enjoyed is that your platforms for this election or this movement were entrepreneurship, you're a small business owner yourself, community, quality of life, education, public safety. And it seems that there's almost two El Dorados sometimes,
Yes.
right down the railroad tracks, but also culturally in the way we interact with each other. So you said that one of your greatest strengths is that you have the ability to bring people together.
Yeah.
So how do you think, given the divided nature of El Dorado sometimes, how can we bring those two places together so everyone can have the same opportunities for entrepreneurship, community, quality of life, education, public safety?
My 5-point platform, and 5 is very significant to me. But the reasoning for that and the way I think we can do that and the reason I think I'm a good bridge builder is that I've worked on a lot of not just campaigns, but I've worked on a lot of boards, a lot of committees. So I have the insight to not only hear, but to listen. And I feel like I'm very personable, so people feel comfortable sharing issues and concerns with me. And I also bring to the table the personality that people know that I won't just listen, but I'll help them to solve problems. I think that's how we bring everyone together. A lot of people in our underserved communities haven't really had a voice because they've not had someone to speak to. They've not had someone that they felt like listened and really were concerned about their issues. The fact that I fall into the category as far as education is concerned, I've served on the board of the South Arkansas Community College here. So I've seen students, both traditional and non-traditional, and how that divide is and the need for it. That also goes into the industry and entrepreneurship, and I've seen the divide even there. People who want to be able to work different jobs but just don't know where to go and what to do and how to be skilled and those different things. I mentioned about the communities, and even when we talk about quality of life, El Dorado has some amazing things happening, but sometimes people don't feel included. So that even with public safety, and when I talk about public safety, it's not just the police officers, but it's the infrastructure, the neighborhoods, and all of that. So I think the biggest thing to that is that people feel like their voices can be heard. And one of the things that we're doing, and we've not started, but we're getting started even next week on doing some town hall meetings so that people can not just address the people that they need to talk to, but find out who those people are. We'll be taking the alderman for each ward. Some people don't even know what ward they live in, so they don't know who represents them. So they've not been represented, have they? So that's a way that I feel like we can get people introduced to knowing where they live, what ward they're in, their alderperson, the chain of not necessarily command, but who you go to first to get things done. So that's one of the ways that we're going to try to bridge that gap with communication.
I love that. I remember you saying when you're on the South Ark board or when you're talking about dealing with a diversity of opinions, you said if you're on a board where everyone agrees, that gets kind of boring. So I encourage people with different ideas to come forth. I know you've just been recently elected, but have you had any sort of differing opinions come your way since you've been elected?
Yes, and that's always welcome. Again, if everybody feels the same way about everything, you really don't have anything to work towards. So yes, I've gotten a lot of comments about different issues and concerns. Initially, and I have to say this, before I had an administrative assistant, I was answering my own phone.
Oh, no.
So you can imagine people calling and actually getting the mayor. People shared a lot of, I would say, their fix for some issues that were going on. Mm-hmm. Maybe not what I thought, maybe not what previous administrations had thought, but good ideas. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that I think is beneficial to being a people person. People don't mind coming up and sharing issues with me, sharing their concerns and some of the solutions that they see. So maybe not the same thing that I would have thought, but definitely welcoming, because again, that's what the movement is about. Everybody working together, bringing their gifts, and that includes your insight.
That's so cool. It's something I've been hearing, the idea of listening to hear, I think you said, or hearing to listen, and bringing your unique gifts forward. Such a beautiful idea. So we talked about your election, we talked about your movement, we talked about your platform on these, wonderful pillars, right? And we talked about El Dorado. So I was wondering, the question I'm asking everyone is, if we can step away from El Dorado, step away from the United States and look at the entire world, if we can live in connection with each other, and in this idea of universal brotherhood, how do you think we can best do that? What do we have to do in order to do that?
Embrace our differences.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because even in my own family, there were 5 of us. Same mother, same father, but so different. All of us bring something different to the table. So when we look at us as a family, of all of us, the world, we have to be able to embrace our differences and see that the ways that we're different complement each other. Mm-hmm. One of the things I like to share, and was very significant to me running as a Black woman, and I'm going to do this because my hair has really, really been an issue, both good and bad, because I embrace the fact that I'm a Black woman. I tell people, because I'm pro-Black doesn't mean I'm anti-anything. I'm just proud of who I am and the gifts that I bring. So if all of us come with that same pride, bringing our gifts, and we acknowledge that they're not the same, but we need all of them to work together, I believe that's what will make us be able to be unified. And it may sound a little strange that if we embrace our differences, that would unify us. But really, another thing that I like to share is that my take on staying in your lane. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people say that because they want you to mind your own business. Mm-hmm. But really and truly, if you stay in your own lane, bring your gifts, know what you're good at, and not try to be the next person. Just be the best that you are. Everything gets done and nobody gets tired. Mm-hmm. You just bring your own gifts. And I think that's what we need to learn as a world, is that everybody brings their gifts, and let people be good at what they're good at, and you be good at what you're good at, and we'll all be great together.
Fantastic. I love that so much. Well, Ms. Mayor, thank you so much. We're proud of you. You have some fantastic gifts that you're bringing to this position. I'm really excited to see, you've already done fantastic things, but to see what you'll do going forward even.
Thank you.
So thank you very much.
I appreciate that.
Appreciate you.